Today's video is another one from Care Club series invented by Ninja Orchids, and it is about Neofinetias with fukurin variegation. The other channels that will be participating in this event are Ninja Orchids, Lynn Smith, and What's Up Orchids. So I will post the links to their videos below this one in description, so please check them out. And I do have lots of Neofinetias. I didn't even notice how I collected them all. Didn't take me long. And that's just a part of the whole collection. I have many on the window sills in other rooms. And I do have two which have fukurin variegation. Fukurin variegation is a very popular type of the variegation. Probably everybody has one. Goju fukurin is the most popular. It looks beautiful. I don't have Goju fukurin, but I do have Ōyashima and Beniōgi. And this is a care collab, so it's about the care. And the care for the Neofinetias will be probably the same for fukurin or shima or non-variegated types, except when you need to pronounce or enhance the certain features that only this type, this variety has. And I happen to have two types, these two plants that do have special features that require special care. So I grow my Neofinetias in moss balls, traditional moss balls, and I do use these clay pots with, there's no bottom. And I think Neofinetias like it because lots of air goes through that hole and gets to the roots. I think the roots like the air. And because I'm an overwaterer usually, so it helps me to keep the roots from rotting. So any orchid, Neofinetia orchid that I get, I usually re-pot into those pots right away. And it's not only that I like the look, but it actually does help me to keep them healthy, this method of growing. And I do fertilize them on each watering with a solution that is dissolved at the half recommended strength. Now, for the winter, I stop fertilizing and I do let them dry out more than usual. Like during growing period, the moment they started to dry out, I water, but during winter, I wait. I let them sit dry for a couple days before watering, and I just use the tap water with no fertilizer for that. And that's all there is to the care of those old Neofinetias. But now, what's special about this two? Now this one here is Ōyashima, which has Tsumi fukurin. Fukurin as a variety has many different types too. So if it's white marginal stripe, then it's called Daifukurin. And one example is Daidomaru, very famous. I don't have it, but it's beautiful. Now when the stripe is very narrow, then it's called Itofukurin. When the stripe is not all the way to the end of the leaf, you know, and it's only kind of on the ends, like here. See, it's not very solid to the end of the leaf. Then it's called Tsumi fukurin. And Ōyashima is a good example of this Tsumi fukurin type. Now this plant does not clump very easily. You know, some varieties produce many babies within 1 year and become a nice clump very fast. This one doesn't. I had it for 2 years, I think, and it only produced me one baby. So this variety is not very often seen for sale, maybe because of that, because fukurin variegation does not propagate through the seedlings. So it has to be division. So if you have fukurin variegated plant, you can be almost 100% sure that it's the division of original mutation and it's not the seed propagated plant. And so when I found this one available, I was really happy because I really like the shape of the leaves and subtle variegation. And the special feature of this plant is that the flowers, when they open, they are creamy green that then after a while become white. And so if you keep it colder and darker during the time when spike is formed and the buds are formed and opening, then this green color on the flowers will last longer, and it's really beautiful. So this is a special care that needs to be done for this plant during spike forming. I'm going to take it down to the basement, which is cold, and so I can enjoy the green flowers for longer time. Now that's about Ōyashima. Another fukurin that I have is Beniōgi. And this one is very special because the creamy variegation, see? Can you see the creamy variegation on the newest leaf? So on older leaves, in certain conditions, they become red. Look how beautiful it is. Red variegation. Now the special care needs to be taken to produce this variegation. It doesn't happen just because. It only happens in cold temperatures and bright light. So in my orchid room, it happens only in spring. It doesn't happen overnight. And see, it just started in February. So this plant will look its best sometime in April, when all these red margins, see all these red margins, will be a solid red without any interruptions. And it will look just awesome. Now some people think that just bright light would create those stripes, but no. If you put it in the summer into direct sun, you'll just burn the plant because there is no cold temperature condition. So you'll never get those red stripes. So that's the special treatment that this orchid needs. I just put it on the windowsill right there, and starting from February it will get the strong light because the days is becoming longer and the sun is the strongest in the spring here. And yeah, pretty soon it will be all fiery red. Very beautiful. And when it blooms, the blooms have very subtle pink tinge to them. Also very beautiful. So that was my video about the fukurin varieties that I have. There are so many of them. It's of course impossible to talk about every and each fukurin variegation type or plant in one video. And hopefully the other channels have different plants of the fukurin variegation, so you'll see more different types. And yeah, thank you for watching and have a nice day.